lost or they're gaining.
And you know, another thing that's really funny too, and I've read a couple of articles about this, and actually I'm looking at an article on Huffington Post right now about this, about how Mitt Romney encouraged business owners to try and sway their employees' vote.
Well, oh, Jackie, I heard that too, and that was scary, Jackie. That they've got these bosses saying, oh, "Okay, well, if you vote for Barack Obama, it's gonna sadden me, but I'm gonna have to let you go because we gonna all lose our jobs."
Brenda, listen to this, okay? The CEO of Westgate Resorts is named. That's here in Orlando. Yes, named David Siegel.
Oh wow!
And he sent an email to his employees to argue that Obama's policies would threaten their jobs.
Yes.
Okay. And then Arthur Allen, who is the CEO of ASG Software Solutions, he made a similar case in an email that he sent to his employees. If we fail as a nation to make the right choice on November 6th and we lose our independence as a company, I don't want to hear any complaints regarding the fallout that will most likely come. Now, what I want you guys to understand, too, about both of these guys, their companies are doing better than they have ever done.
Yes, Jackie.
They have doing better than they have ever done.
They just like Wall Street, doing better than ever.
Okay? So what are they complaining about? And the thing that they're complaining about is simply this. They don't want any rules at all.
No. They just want to they want to make the rules, but none of the rules apply to them.
Right, they want to make the rules. And, you know, the very idea that your boss would try and tell you who to vote for. And I was thinking to myself, I sure hope that these people, you know, will go and vote their conscience. I mean, whether they support Romney or not. I hope that they would, because that's why we have a secret ballot. So that your boss don't know who you voted for.
Well, I'm casting my ballot tonight when we get off of the air. I have 6 pages to read.
Yes.
But I'm going to take my time and read them. And I'm just like Michelle Obama. I have an absentee ballot. I'm going to take my time. Y'all can, has the time ended to order an absentee? I believe it ended on the 15th.
I got mine.
I got mine too. But Jackie and I have been trying to tell people that, you know, you don't have to stand in these lines and with all the crap they're trying to do. But please, people, you must vote. And the rich ain't got no complaints. Remember, Jackie, when we had Dr. Pete Peterson, 40-year Republican black man, my friend, on the show, we had a little segment, Let's Ask a Republican. And we asked him, how were things for him financially under Barack Obama? And he said he was doing good.
Yeah.
And I said, so why do you hate him so? Because he ain't doing nothing for the black people. I thought, what was he supposed to do for us? He never could tell us.
No.
He never could tell us.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, if you're making money and you're doing all right, it must not be the worst thing in the world for Barack Obama.
Yeah, and that's why we're baffled, because Wall Street is doing great.
Yes.
And they weren't doing great when President Bush was in office. They were not doing great. They were falling off the cliffs.
Yes, they were doing decidedly ungreat, as a matter of fact.
They were all falling into...
Obama saved their butt.
He saved their butts.
In more ways than one.
And now they want to say they hate him because he wants to regulate and make sure that when you are making $15 million a year and a company is in trouble, you don't take a $23 million bonus.
And the thing about that, too, is that he said before he came into office that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, so why are they shocked, Jackie?
Well, I guess they didn't believe it.
Well, I tell you what I think it is. They thought because they gave him a little campaign money, they thought he was going to be like Mitt Romney.
He was going to look the other way.
Yeah, see, they thought he was going to be like Mitt Romney because, see, we all know that Mitt Romney is just going to do whatever they say. And as Barack told us in one of the debates, he has already signed the Norquist pledge.
Yes.
Now, we vote for these people. We put them in office. And then somebody who we don't know a damn thing about is making your legislators sign a pledge with him.
No, he's not making them. You know, they don't have to sign it, but they do.
And if they don't
But they
sign it,
feel threatened, and they,
you
I mean,
know, you
most legislators, their main objective is to stay legislators.
that's right. And he's making them, Jackie, because you know what he's saying to them. You don't sign it, we're gonna make sure you lose next time around.
Well, Brenda, I know that that's what they say, but I am shocked at just the cowardice of these people. If I were an elected official, somebody making that kind of statement to me, it would be on like Donkey Kong.
Okay, and Jackie, we've had a few Republicans leaving and said they're not running anymore, and then came out and told why, because the Republican Party have become they're saying that the Tea Party is running the whole Republican Party, and they are telling us that we have to stop Barack Obama, so you don't vote for nothing for him.
Well, they are. I mean, look, how you gonna sign a pledge from some clown like Grover Norquist?
Yeah, and I've been asking for who is he? What does he do?
I told you, Brenda, he's a criminal.
Yes, you did tell me, Jackie.
He's a criminal.
You have told me before. Okay, y'all, listen. You're listening to Let's Talk About It. We are going to take a short break, and as we take this break, I'm going to play a 4-minute clip for you, highlights from the debates last night. Okay, so Dennis Good Black, Jackie, and I are gonna.
I'm gonna have to bounce anyway.
Yes, and Dennis, you have stayed on. You were supposed to have a 10 or 15-minute rant, and you have been on with Jack and I for an hour.
Yeah, and I got to go.
Yes.
That mail come early in the morning.
That's right. You, Romney, working freeloader. You have given more than enough time, but Jackie, Dennis always does this. When we asked him to share the microphone with us, we gave him 10. We just want you to rant for 10 or 15 minutes. And he gets in here, and it is never 10 or 15 minutes for him, but this is the first time he spent damn near an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets to rant.
I love having him.
Okay, he gets to rant, and I know it'll make you. They'll make you want to.
Yeah.
They'll make you stay.
They'll make you want to dip the stuff.
They will make you curse and want to stay and rant and rant and rant some more. Okay, so you're listening to the wild and wonderful Brenda White, the uppity and well-read Jackie Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks, and my son, my baby boy, Dennis Good Black Don't Crack Winston. Y'all look him up on Facebook for all of your followers. He got a cult following, Jackie. He gets started with an issue early in the morning and all through the day, and they are commenting and having a ball, and I love it. And that's why Jackie and I got him to come on with us and ran a little bit. So we're going to take a short break, and as this break goes, I'm going to play for you highlights from the debate last night, which I thought were just fantastic. We will be back in 5 minutes and finish talking about it and close it out for the night. This has been a special edition of Let's Talk About It because Jackie and I could not stand to wait until next Tuesday, okay? But we have to listen every Tuesday night right along with the rest of y'all when these debates hit. And we're going to come back and finish up talking about it. And we thank you so much for joining us here. And Let's Talk About It at Spreaker.com.
The president's policies have been exercised over the last 4 years, and they haven't put Americans back to work. We have fewer people working today than we had when the president took office. We have not made the progress we need to make to put people back to work. That's why I put out a 5-point plan that gets America 12 million new jobs in 4 years and rising take-home pay.
Governor Romney doesn't have a 5-point plan. He has a 1-point plan. And that plan is to make sure that folks at the top play by a different set of rules. That's been his philosophy in the private sector. That's been his philosophy as governor. That's been his philosophy as a presidential candidate. The fact that he only has to pay 14% on his taxes when a lot of you are paying much higher. You know, he's already taken that off the board. Capital gains are going to continue to be at a low rate, so we're not going to get money that way. We haven't heard from the governor any specifics beyond Big Bird and eliminating funding for Planned Parenthood in terms of how he pays for that.
When we're talking about math that doesn't add up, how about $4 trillion of deficits over the last 4 years? $5 trillion. That's math that doesn't add up.
We were reading and became aware of reports that the State Department refused extra security for our embassy in Benghazi, Libya, prior to the attacks that killed 4 Americans. Who was it that denied enhanced security?
On the day following the assassination of a United States ambassador, the first time that's happened since 1979, when we have 4 Americans killed there, when apparently we didn't know what happened, that the president, the day after that happened, flies to Las Vegas for a political fundraiser.
The day after the attack, Governor, I stood in the Rose Garden and I told the American people in the world that we were going to find out exactly what happened, that this was an act of terror, and I also said that we're going to hunt down those who committed this crime. And the suggestion that anybody in my team would play politics or mislead when we've lost 4 of our own, Governor, is offensive.
I want to make sure we get that for the record, because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror.
In what new ways do you intend to rectify the inequalities in the workplace?
Women are increasingly the breadwinners in the family. This is not just a women's issue. This is a family issue. There's a middle-class issue. And that's why we've got to fight for it. We do not tolerate discrimination. That's been one of the hallmarks of my administration. I'm going to continue to push on this issue for the next 4 years.
Because I had the chance to pull together a cabinet, and all the applicants seem to be men. And I went to my staff and I said, how come all the people for these jobs are all men? They said, well, these are the people that have the qualifications. And I said, well, gosh, can't we find some women that are also qualified? And so we took a concerted effort to go out and find women who had backgrounds that could be qualified to become members of our cabinet. I went to a number of women's groups and said, can you help us find folks? And they brought us whole binders full of women. Any investments I have over the last 8 years have been managed by a blind trust. And I understand they do include investments outside the United States, including in Chinese companies. Mr. President, have you looked at your pension? Have you looked at your pension?
I've got to say.
Mr. President, have you looked at your pension?
You know, I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long.
Let me give you some advice.
I don't check it that often.
Let me give you some advice. Look at your pension. You also have investments in Chinese companies. You also have investments outside the United States. You also have investments through a Cayman's trust. I care about 100% of the American people. I want 100% of the American people to have a bright and prosperous future. I care about our kids. I understand what it takes to make a bright and prosperous future for America again. I understand that I can get this country on track again. We don't have to settle for what we're going through.
When he said behind closed doors that 47% of the country considered themselves victims who refused personal responsibility, think about who he was talking about. Folks on Social Security who've worked all their lives. Veterans who've sacrificed for this country. Students who are out there trying to hopefully advance their own dreams, but also this country's dreams. And I want to fight for them. That's what I've been doing for the last 4 years, because if they succeed, I believe the country succeeds.
Wow, Jackie.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
That was beautiful. And he set his fool ass up for that.
No, he set his own ass up for that.
Yes, he did. Well, that's his fool ass. He is a fool.
Yeah.
He set himself up for that like nobody's business. You're not going to have the last say. And boy, when he did it, I was screaming, punch it, Barack. And what did the commentators, Chris Matthews and all of them say? Barack Obama hit him dead in the mouth.
He gave him the smackdown, all right.
Punched him in the mouth, knocked his ass out, and said, oh, he cares about 100% of the people? But behind closed doors, what did Romney say? Talk about those things in a quiet room.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget him saying that.
Yes.
And I thought we